Well, hello. How are y'all? It's Sunday. Southern Sunday lunchtime, coffee time. Let's talk. Mama, let's talk. Tell us what we're eating today.
We're going to eat some leftover roast beef. Here it is cut up. And I've got the gravy I had over our bowl, and I'm going to add the beef to it. You see? I don't know if I can get that close enough.
No, yeah, they can see that.
Okay, putting this in there, and he's stirring up some cornbread. And all I'm going to do is use some mixed vegetables. Make it quick and easy today.
You can use frozen vegetables. You can use, we don't have any garden vegetables except pepper. And I ain't putting no pepper in the soup. We got banana pepper and stuff like that, but we don't have any garden vegetables. But we do have some store-bought veggies that we're going to put in there. Now I put 1.5 cups of cornmeal and about 1/2 cup of self-rising flour. This is White Lily self-rising flour. That's what Mama uses. To that, I'm going to add 1 country egg. And I'm going to check him in the shell. Y'all can do that if you trust your egg. It's a good one. Right in there it goes. And I've got some good cultured whole buttermilk. You know, we always use whole buttermilk unless they're just absolutely out of it. And we have to go with fat-free or something like that. But for the flavor and for what we're looking for, good cultured whole buttermilk is great. And it needs to be shaken. Get it shook up good. And into this bowl I go. Can y'all see? Come on down here. So today's soup is going to be beef vegetable. We do plain vegetable sometimes. Sometimes we do hamburger with beef vegetable. But today, because we have the leftover roast from last Sunday, this is a carryover from last Sunday, then it's still good, nothing wrong with it, and we're going to use it and get that without wasting. Now this cornbread is going to go in a preheated cast iron skillet. We're heating it hot and ready. It's up to, what is it, Mama, that oven goes to? I always say 400, but it ain't quite.
450, I'm sorry.
450? Does it go to 450? So it's in a 450 oven. Getting ready. I'm going to put a little bit more. I probably have put 1 cup of buttermilk now in all this. You can put a little water if you need to. Another thing you can do to this, like today when you're having it with soup, I'm not going to, but this is just a suggestion. When you're having it with soup or chili, especially with chili, I would do it if we were having it with chili. I would dice up a sweet onion and put some cubes of onion in your cornbread. Nothing else, just some Vidalia onion. I love Vidalia onion cornbread, but that would make a delicious little treat to have with chili. This is comfort food season. Folks, do you realize how late in the year it is? Have y'all realized that September's over half over? September's over half over. I don't understand where it went. I need to go back and see where it went. I have to check my calendar. What happened? It was just like Mama's birthday, August 4th. And now here we are, September 17th. Mama, what'd you do? You sped the years up here.
I just flew by.
It's flown by. I don't understand it, but you know what? Such is the nature of the Burr months. September, October, November, and even August. August is not a Burr month, but when the kids start going back to school, you wait and see. We go to fast forward. Somehow, when the kids go back to school, we fast forward directly to Christmas. I mean, we even skip Thanksgiving, seems like sometimes. It's like it's here. Well, next Thursday's Thanksgiving. Next, we'll say, well, next so-and-so's is Halloween. Now it's Thanksgiving. Now it's Christmas. Boom, we're going too fast. We need to slow down. Who's got time to slow down? That's the problem. We're trying to slow down. And if everybody slowed down, it's me and Mama. We're not out and about all the time. But it's still too fast, folks. It's just going too fast. Life is short. Now this is probably thin enough, but I'm going to put just a dose more. But it's too short, folks. Christmas is upon us. It seems like before you even know it, the bird months, they'll fly by. You get out to them hay rides and those cornfield patch mazes and do all that stuff with your family, because it's time, and it's comfort food. Comfort food in the South is a big old hearty bowl of soup, some homemade cornbread, chicken and dumplings, chili, homemade bowl chili. All that falls under comfort food for me. I love it. Mama, you gonna put some onions in your soup?
I will.
You want me to be preparing them? I got my cornbread done. Chore done. Look at that.
Chore done. Let me get the skillet over there if you got the chore.
Chore done, Mama. Onions, you got carrots you're going to put in here?
I've got the canned vegetables here.
She's done canned today, folks, and that's perfectly fine. You do canned too. From time to time, you just do canned. Now, sometimes Mama will fix a big old pot of vegetable soup in July. I know, that's not typically. I had an orange. No, you took it all over. That's not the typical time to have a big old thing of soup, but sometimes we'll do a big old. We'll do a big old thing of soup when the vegetables are in the garden, and we'll put y'all's crooked neck squash in it. You don't have any of that, do you, Mama?
They might be some bigger, but I don't know if I put it in my soup. Here we
Mamas
go.
don't want it in there. She don't want that foolishness in there.
Here you go. Put your cornbread in here.
She don't want that foolishness in there
Don't
today.
touch that skillet.
Don't touch it because it's scorching hot. And I'm going to try to do this backwards for y'all. I know it may not look backwards, but trust me, to me it is. Look at that. That's what you want. See how it's already frying around the edges? Getting it just right. This will be 2 times in 2 weeks we've had cornbread. It must be my birthday. It's not my birthday. Don't get that rumor started.
Cornbread and milk.
We had cornbread and milk the last time we made cornbread.
It was so good.
Now I probably could have got more of that out of there with my other hand.
Set it over.
It's plenty. It's full. It's almost to the running over stage. All right, I've got that meat off from there. I'm ready to dice up an onion right quick for our soup. This is the rest of a beautiful sweet onion. I think one of you all sent us some onions, and then I bought a few. And I bought a few yesterday. I haven't found a big bag, but this season's about over with the tomato season and other growing seasons. The sweet onion season is about past us here. But we can still buy them in the stores occasionally, and for that I am very thankful. And I'm not going to complain 1 ounce. How y'all faring out there? Are you finding what you need to eat in the stores? Do you have a farmer's market nearby? All that good stuff plays into a good, hearty meal. You want to have that good, hearty, that kind of meal that when you eat it, you just want to curl up and read a book or sit around. You know, in the wintertime, it's still a little, I'm pushing it, it's still a little bit too warm for a fireplace. But in the wintertime, when you get the fireplace roaring, you think, oh, just sit up around and watch a movie. That's the comfort food feeling you get. That warm, fuzzy feeling of being home. Now, you can grab something out. You can have pizza and hamburgers and hot dogs. All that I love. But there's something about good old Southern comfort food that you just can't beat. Comfort food's that food that you miss when you go away from home. And you're like, I'd like to have my mama's fill in the blank. Whatever she fixed that made you happy. Goulash. When I was living away from here for several years, I remember one night in particular, I must have been feeling quite homesick to start with. I don't know. But I was living away and I couldn't just drive home. And I called Mama one night in June. And I forget that, I believe it was either meatloaf or pork chops. But she was having a delicious meal. And she was talking about going out on the porch and watching the lightning bugs. And where I was living, there was no lightning bugs. Too bright, too noisy. And she was talking about that, and I got so homesick just thinking about her meatloaf or her pork chops or her anything that she fixed. And I thought, oh, I would love to be home. That's comfort food. That food that takes you home. That food that takes you back even when you smell it or taste it and you think, oh, that takes me back. You know, our brains, we maintain so many smells in our brains. There's certain smells that takes me back to my childhood. One of the smells is the dairy department in a store. I know, how weird, John. The coolers and the dairy, all that smell. I can smell that, and it takes me back to being a child at my uncle's store and working as a kid, and I think, oh, we had some good summers back then. It might be the smell of a cologne or a perfume. I smelled perfume not long ago and made me think of an old friend. And I thought, I remember how that smell, and it took me back to that time. Our smells have a lot to do with our moods and our attitudes towards things. And some people, like, to me, nothing makes me happier in the fall than to smell greens cooking. Curly leaf mustard. I know y'all are saying it smells bad. I don't like it. I like it because of the feeling it gives me as a child. I knew when Mama made that, it was going to have some good greens. Even as a little kid. Even as a tiny little 8-year-old, probably. I love me some greens and pinto beans. Didn't like them as much as I like them now, pinto beans, but I've always liked the greens. Mama tells a story about when I was little, she had greens, and I tasted of hers, I guess, and she puts white vinegar on it. And Mama tells a story when I was little, and I said, I would eat that grass if you wouldn't put that syrup on it. So I've liked greens my whole life. It's been one of my favorites. And I love to smell it. My daddy hated it. He would leave the house. He said, if you're going to be cooking them greens, I ain't staying in here. Which he didn't stay in anyway. When he was able, he was always on the go, running around. It kept the roads hot, as they say. And, but smells can take you back. That's food I'm used to. Isn't it good, Pam? I love it. Oh, yes, I love me some greens. Sandra, there's nothing any better than a big old plate of greens. And Mama knows. I can eat greens just as soon as she fries them. Or I'll eat them after she boils them. I don't have to fry it. I'll just eat the greens right after they're out of the boiling water. Put a little bit of salt on them and sit and eat them. Love them. Mama, let me open some cans for you.
You'll not have to open a can of vegetables for me.
Well, you hand it right over here, and I will.
I'm gonna see if this is gonna be enough or not in here.
Now, Mama, you're gonna have to. You want to come over here and show them what you're cooking? They have.
I'll put them in, show them in just a minute.
She don't like for you to see what she cooks.
Oh, I do. You was busy.
I tell her all the time. I said, Mama, when you cook, they want to see it, because sometimes she used to be worse than she is now. I'd come home and she said, I've got this, this, and this. You gonna film it? I said, well, Mama, you've done made it. They want to see you cook it. Oh, they don't want to watch me cook. I'm drinking some Fanta Orange out of my y'all's cup today. Mama didn't make any tea yesterday because we was on the roads hot and heavy early.
I'm gonna, these onions like near done, but I'm gonna let them show them and see if you think we need that other can of vegetables in there.
Let's see what Mama's been brewing up over there. Mama, that looks delicious. Look at that big old pot of deliciousness. All right, Mama, walk us through it. What'd you do?
I used the gravy I had left from my roast, and you cut up the roast for me. And then I added the water and let that cook, and I added some potatoes and a can of diced tomatoes and a can of mixed vegetables like this.
Mixed veggies.
I don't know if we need that can in there or not. Probably.
Well, I don't think 15 more ounces is going to hurt it, and it would be good and hearty. We'll have enough for tomorrow.
We'll have enough for tomorrow where you can open it.
And but
All
that,
the onions you cut up, I put them in there.
and they're in there cooking. Here we go. Let's get this last can of veggies in there.
And I'm going to pour the rest of this tomato juice in here, I think.
Oh yeah, Mama, we like it good and soupy soup. More for the cornbread to soak up. You gotta have the cornbread. Well, you don't have to have cornbread for soup. We do. We have to have some. I do. Mama don't care. Do you like cornbread with your soup?
Not as much as
You like crackers, don't you? I like that good old cornbread in mine. Deliciousness. And it's definitely a one-pot wonder soup.
Sounds all right. I'll put it in
A one-pot wonder is always delicious to me. Let's get this lid off here. Look at there, look at there. Here you go, Mama.
Thank you.
And what am I tasting of?
That macaroni.
Oh, it's tender, Mama. It's delicious. You've done it perfect. Mama likes to cook a little elbow macaroni for her soup. Do y'all put elbow macaroni in your soup? If you don't, try it. If you do, you already know. It's so good. Mama, you want me to cut this tomato up over here?
You don't think you'll eat it later on?
Well, we might eat it, but we got another one. This is that tomato we have with sandwiches. It's been laying here face down on the counter.
Not on the counter.
On this dish. Not in the refrigerator. Mama, I'll dice it up right quick.
Well,
You can add it to your fresh soup. I've got this little one. I'll use it gladly.
Purple knife back.
Well, if you want to give me my purple knife, I could use it. Well, let's just dice this little beauty up. Some of y'all say, John, your knife isn't sharp. It's just my skills that's lacking, not my knife. Look at that, how sharp. If a knife can cut through tomato like that and not mash it up, that's a good sharp knife, folks. Good and sharp. Oh, so good. I know, everybody's jealous over my knife skills. Whew, I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing. I say that as a joke because every time I cut something, about 25 people say, John, you didn't cut that right, or you need a better knife. You don't know how to cut. And I say, well, I probably don't. You're probably right. But I just get the job done. We all have different ways of doing it. Everybody has their way, and it's the right way. And I'm a firm believer in that. Everybody has their own way, and everybody does it the same. Now, a bunch of y'all would have cut that tomato a whole lot different than that. And it would have been right, and it would have been good. But guess what? Mine's getting there. Mine's getting there. Look at there. Chop, chop. That's all we're worried about, ain't it? End result. There we go. I'm starting to smell soup, folks. I'm starting to get that delicious smell.
All them flavors are going.
Those onions are percolating through it, and it's wonderful. And Mama, here's a little slice of onion off this knife that showed up.
That's fine. I'll use the knife to rake it off.
Use that as a bench scraper. I like that big purple knife. It's good for a bench scraper. Keeps me from washing one more thing. What are y'all eating today? The old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Brenda, that's right. I don't know who came up with that old saying, but I've heard it my whole life. Hello from California and happy holidays. Cherry. Are you talking about the Burr Month holidays? So I didn't put it in my soup. What is it? You put macaroni on the side and put it in my soup when I eat it when the noodles doesn't get soggy. Oh, Pat, that's an idea. If the end result is the same, it doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't.
Mommy always put them in it. I said to make it go further, I think.
Well, I love it in it. I love macaronis in
So
it.
I've always fixed it.
Or you can also use bow tie if you don't have an elbow. You can use bow tie pasta. Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Can't you, man? Mama usually does elbow. We're cleaned up, ready to go. Hi, John and Momma here, posting cornbread and vegetable soup recipe. Now, this is J&M Recipes. I'm not sure who J&M Recipes is.
That's it's Noah.
I don't know. Noah's not on here right now, so I don't know. J&M, why don't you private message me and let me know who you are. Green pepper soup. Oh, Paulette, I don't think I want green pepper soup.
You want these soup?
That'd be great. I don't think I want green pepper soup because I'm funny about my green peppers. I only like them raw. I only like green peppers raw. I can take them a little bit on I can take them a little bit on like a what am I trying to think of? A Philadelphia sandwich. The peppers and onions and beef, roast beef, and put them on there with the Swiss cheese or whatever. I can take that a little bit. We have discovered I'm a little bit strange about textures and I'm a little bit strange about flavors. I like green pepper flavor, nothing wrong with it, but it seems to me like whatever, when I cook it, if it's on a pizza or anything else, all I can taste is green pepper. Not that it's a bad taste, it's just, it just dominates everything else I cook. So if I do one of the sandwiches, the Philly beef, see, it takes it a minute, and then it rounds around, then it goes, John, here you go. Here's that sandwich you was looking for a while ago, and it'll shoot out the information. It's just the way it is at my age, I guess. But if I do it, I put the peppers separate, cook it, and then add a few, and it don't overtake it. But if I put if I put peppers in chili, I taste pepper chili. If I put peppers in soup, I taste green pepper soup. I don't want that. I want it to be a flavor to marry in with the others, but in my palate, they don't marry. They just stay there. And I know that's probably just me. But to put a raw bell pepper on a pimento cheese sandwich, I live for that day. I love to have raw pepper on my pimento cheese sandwiches. I like that. Real good. Mom, the cornbread's rose up.
Oh, you made it thick.
I did fancy cornbread today, folks. We have several cornbreads. You've heard us talking about them, but when I put a little flour in it and put a little extra meal, make it that thick to have good soup juice soppings.
I'm going to have to turn it around. It wants to brown on one side more.
Mama's turning the cornbread around. We call that fancy cornbread because Mama likes hers sometimes just cornmeal, no egg, and buttermilk, and make it real thin. And that's good too. That's real good too, and we like it. My daddy used to like greasy cornbread or crackling cornbread, and that's the same kind of thing. You can do crackling, get the skinless cracklings and cook them and put them in your cornbread. We've done that. We used to make our own cracklings back when we had hogs and stuff. Or you can put a little bacon grease in it and get that flavor and that greasiness. And my daddy called it greasy cornbread. Now, Mama wouldn't make that for him too often. She says, oh, I'm going to make regular. I don't want that greasy. Sometimes he'd say, make me some of that good greasy cornbread. And he would just want that. Nothing with it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but
we like our onions is done.
Well, yeah, Mama, I don't mind the little. They were small. They cook good. So what are y'all eating today? Hey, Judy Jones, hi to you. Hey, from Florida, Lydia, how y'all doing down there?
All right. I started out with just a small amount.
Mama, that's why we always cook. We start out small, we let it grow.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, that looks absolutely delicious.
all the goodness in it.
I'm gonna go ahead and get you out a little bit so it can be cooling and you can eat it.
Check on my bread.
Not burn your tongue.
You're kind.
Oh, we good soup. We put out a little bit, and then we'll go back and get a little bit more. But this will cool down while we're waiting. And then you can add a little bit more to it. And this is what we eat all of our soups. Instead, I want you to see this beautiful thing right here. Look at that. Can you see a little woman in there with a pan of cornbread? Put on. Look at that cornbread. Call the fair. Somebody needs to judge that cornbread, Mama.
Oh, yeah. How's you made it?
Cause you baked it, Mama. It's all about you, Mama. It wasn't me. It was you, the baker.
Oh.
There's the cornbread. There's the soup, and folks. That's every dish we're having today. We're glad to have it. Tickled to death. Look at that. I'm gonna show you close up.
Can you reach your knife and cut the cornbread for us?
I can. I will. I am.
Oh, we're out of napkins.
I got napkins.
Oh, you done got them out?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna get some.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I don't have no butter over here.
I'll put salt and pepper in that too. I'm sorry, I didn't say
So here's that beautiful cornbread. Look, this right here is the result of that screaming hot cast iron skillet with oil in it. And the kind of oil that was in it was just plain old corn oil, vegetable.
I believe it was. Or canola.
Canola. And look here. Now I know I'm cutting on this plate and I'm ever so mindful of it. And I'm not scratching. Mama would have a cow with a crocheted tail if I started scratching on this plate.
It's a calf with a crocheted tail.
I say cow. Do you say calf?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I ain't never heard that.
It's always
A
calf.
calf with a crochet? No, it's a cow. I have a cow with a crocheted tail.
Calf with a crocheted tail.
Mama, you're
John.
making up stuff.
No.
You are making up stuff. I have never heard it said that way.
Yes, you have. You've heard
A
it.
calf?
Mm-hmm.
No. Should pitch a fit. We'll just cut it down to that. Y'all, did your mama ever pitch a fit? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've pitched many of them, ain't I?
Has your mama ever had a come apart? Uh-huh. When your mama has a come apart, that's serious. And if she is ever having a come apart, and she looks at you and says, "Come here to me,"
You're in trouble then.
those 4 words will strike fear in any Southern child's heart. Come here to me. That is not a, come over here, man, I want to tell you something. That's a whole different circumstance. You have found yourself in a whole different situation when your mama or your daddy says, "Come here to me." Now, if they say, "Come here," you might be going to live through that one. But if they add "to me," you're in more trouble than you even realize. You're in the kind of trouble that you need prayer right now for. Speaking of prayer, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for these precious hands that prepared it, dear Lord, and we just ask you to be with us. Watch over, lead and guide and direct us. Bless this for the nourishment of our bodies. And Lord, we pray for all those folks out there, those prayer requests, those needs. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll put a hedge of protection around each and every one of us and all around. Dear Lord, in your blessed name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, here we go. It's soup time.
I hope it's salty enough. Takes a
Well,
lot.
if it ain't, we got salt.
Takes a lot for that tomatoes and stuff.
I think it's perfect.
Oh yeah, salty enough.
I think it's perfect. Mm. This has been a long time coming, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie says, I ain't had none yet. Mmm. It's good.
Don't do nothing.
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. And here's what you got to do, folks. You take that wonderful cornbread You set it right there. You don't mix it all up because then it means you're just going to thicken the whole thing and you're just going to have a mess. So then you just pour your juice over it real gentle like. And then you get underneath it and you get that big old bite of delicious sopped up cornbread. And then you wreck the bottom of your spoon so it don't get on your Sunday shirt. Mom, that tastes like, that's better than Thanksgiving dinner.
I would say that.
No, but yeah, I'm telling you, that soup hits the spot.
Now I like my my dressing. I don't care for the turkey all that much, but I like my dressing.
Oh yeah, and the gravy and the cranberry sauce.
I make just a meal on that.
Have y'all heard anything about they're not going to keep making cranberry sauce? Is that a vicious rumor? Is it? I mean, we buy cranberry sauce for the convenience, but we can make our own. You can too. We'll have to show you how to quit making it. I don't know.
I like whole cranberries instead of the sauce anyway.
I do too. I just wonder if they are going to quit making it. I heard a rumor about that. I'm hoping not, because it's easy. And you can buy it and add it to so many little recipes too.
I can't see them not making it as much
Mama,
as it
slow
sells.
down. You're slurping that soup.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
You hear me, but it ain't me.
You ever heard such loud slurping?
She's wanting water.
Oh, she's getting it.
They don't
she's looking
stop.
she's looking for them elbow macaronis they was talking about in that beef. She says my water is awful barren without any of the goodies in it.
She acts like she ain't drunk all day.
She ain't. We don't let her drink except when y'all are here. She may not have drank all day.
That's another thing.
She may have been laying in there all day and just decided it's time to go drink a bunch. She will do that for some reason. She eats the same way. Her bowl may not look no different all day, and then at night you'll come in here and it'll be half gone. Same with water.
She takes it by spells, that's for certain.
She don't like just come in here once in a while and get her a drink. Is she back from home?
I believe
She's gonna eat all.
His food.
She's looking to see where hers is, Mom.
Hers is the same old stuff. She don't.
That's hot. Woo!
Is it hot?
Oh.
Oh.
You know, I got that other and let it cool. Blow on it, Mama. It's hotter than that first bowl.
Okay.
Little different. Oh, you sure are pretty today. And what is that color? That color.
A rose or
There's a lot of colors in there. I see purple. I see pink.
blue, green. I just wearing a rainbow of colors.
Got one of the pretty necklaces and I got you.
And the earrings to match.
And the earrings to match. Folks, thank you. And thank you for being with us for this little comfort food today. Having a little soup and a little cornbread. And it's so good. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. Don't know if I could think of anything I want any better today than the soup, because we've been talking about it for a spell, and that makes you want it even more. Ever since last Sunday when we had that roast, we said, "Ooh, we can have some good beef soup with that." Between Mama running around,
Oh, I just ran one night.
that's a lot, Mama, for one little woman to run around. Between Mama running around and us being busy and things going on, we didn't get no soup made all week.
I know something was wrong with us.
I know, but it sure is good today.
Sure.
It's 74 here today, but it's beautiful. that 74 is a lot lower than that 90 we had 2 or 3 weeks ago. So temperatures are cooling down. We are coming up on the comfort.
Days were getting a little shorter.
A little shorter. We are coming up on the comfort food season. So you all enjoy it. Find you something good to eat, like macaroni and cheese. That's a good comfort food. Ooh, potato soup. That's good.
I love
food.
potato soup.
Oh, Mom, we'll have to make some. I bought the prettiest green onions yesterday at the produce store, and I was just thinking I could either do some delicious potato soup and cut them greens. They're big old onions, or I could even. It's a little late in the season, but I ain't had any. I don't know if I can wait a whole year before I have it. I may make some green onion dressing or something with it. So it's until those green onions are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
But anyhow, thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for having Sunday lunch with us. And we're going to say goodbye, and y'all be blessed.
We've got a kettle full of soup left.
Yeah, if y'all were here, we could fix you a whole soup. So, say goodbye, Mama.
Goodbye, Mama. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day today.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Be blessed.